What's up, everybody? It is Patrick here, and we have a milestone episode. This is podcast, the SmithSquad Podcast, episode 25. The TheShwantz27 is here. Brian, hello. How are you doing?
Yo, Smitty, how is it going, baby? How's it hanging?
Man, it's actually doing really well. I gotta be honest. But so
25 is impressive.
Yeah. I honestly, I did not think I was going to make it this far. I was like, I'll try this thing. If I make it to 5, that'll be cool. And I'm somehow still here at 25. So,
I mean, it's interesting,
it's good.
To gain or to try and do a series for that sort of longevity. Because there are so many times, I mean, I don't know about you as a content creator, but me, I'm like, man, I've got a great fucking series idea. I do like 3 episodes, and then I'm like, wait, did I do a series like that? There's plenty. I may have started it like over 20 series, and some of them I still have and are keeping on going, but some of them definitely fucking fell off.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I used to have a series on my channel. It's called Hater Blockers, and like I'd go through the comments and see where people would like own people, and I still have it as a playlist on my channel, and everyone's like, dude, you got to bring this back. It's so awesome. And it's like, I can't, like, I've gone over every like possible funny comment before. If there's like a thing like someone commenting first and someone being like to suck a dick or anything like that, I've done everything. So I've
came here to quench my thirst. What
I mean? Yeah.
Dude, it's YouTube. There will always be some stupid fucking dumbass comments and shit in the comments section. What you have to do, my friend, is to branch out into more like controversial videos and just read the mind-numbingly stupid comments, but then you might offend some people, which, that's what I aim to do. If you're not offending people, you're not really trying hard enough,
that's actually so true. I mean, if you're putting out, for me anyways, like I find like if you're putting out content that, especially for a podcast, it's got to be a little controversial. If you're just like, I like cake. Cake's good. Yeah, you like cake? Yeah. It's nice. Like, you gotta have some sort of edge, and I mean, are not going like crazy or anything, but it is what it is.
Tension is always good.
Tension, yeah, exactly. So we met a long time ago, and this is our first discussion, which is always interesting.
Yeah, I mean, we've been socially antisocial, I guess you would call it. It's kind of like this weird dichotomy where we've known each other since the days of yore on YouTube, back when, machinima was actually relevant and
when they were a
gravy
thing.
Train was pulling up to the station. So
yeah, that was, man, I totally forgot about machinima. Because I remember I was like kind of at the point where I wanted to partner, and it was like, well, I think I'm just gonna hold off like another month, just kind of let my channel do its thing, and then we'll see where we go. And
just to give some perspective here, I remember you had around 10,000 subscribers, which is nothing compared to what you have now.
Yeah.
And I had maybe 2, and I have almost 12 now. So that's how long ago we're talking about.
Yeah, I want to say this was probably like, maybe May of like Black Ops 2 was out. Somewhere between April and May, maybe.
Okay. Yeah. So it was. Yeah. It was 2012.
Yeah, and Serial Assassin, for those of you who happen to know him, he still posts a little bit, but he's kind of dropped off. Dropped off the radar. He had a commentator challenge, and it was called C3. And I believe I went up against you in the second round, if that is right.
Yeah. So we were in the tournament is actually the C3 is actually, there's one going on right now.
Yeah,
it's in season number 4, but we did a video matchup against each other in season number 1. So this is going back, a few years, obviously, and we were the second round matchup, and that's kind of how we got to start collaborating and talking and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I remember the first round of it, I forget who I went up against, but I saw your video. And I don't know if you remember, but you went up against YouTube. Probably.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Yoon. I still talk to him, but he's a real good guy. And I watched your video, and I was like, oh my God. Yoon is done. Like, this guy is so good. He's so like the energy and like the anger is so on par. Yoon is done. And then I got paired up against you second round, and I'm like, oh no, I'm out. I'm out.
I mean, I feel bad because Yoon makes he used to. He doesn't do YouTube anymore either. But he used to make great content, and I loved his commentary. I just, unfortunately did a better job, I guess. I mean, in the eyes of the viewers, and that's really what matters. And then in the second round, it was kind of, polar opposites. I think our two videos were complete polar opposites.
Yeah, I think so. I don't remember what it was about.
The topic was you have 5 minutes alone with Activision, Infinity Ward, and Treyarch to give them feedback about their latest two games, which at the time were Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops 2. Thank God it wasn't Ghosts, or else that video would have went on for 15
Oh, no.
But Smitty obviously only plays zombies, so his video was very much focused on how shit Transit was, and it was fucking horrible. I hated Transit.
Yeah, that was it, right?
Yeah, Transit was fucking terrible. Like, even I, a guy who doesn't play zombies really, and we can get into that later.
Yeah.
I tried Transit, and I'm like, this is fucking terrible. This is the most annoying thing in the world. You mean I have to sit here and wait for a bus jumping over fucking pits of lava?
Yeah.
No, thank you. Get me off of this. But my video was the complete opposite. Yours was pretty mellow and pretty like, I really think you should do this, you should do that, you should do the other thing. And mine, like, I immediately at the start of the video, because in the previous round, people had complained about me yelling and being very loud. So I started off the video with a disclaimer like, turn your volume down now, this is going to be loud. And I basically just ranted for 5 minutes on how shitty Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops 2 were.
Yeah, you basically...
And it's complete polar opposite.
Yeah, you went on like the classic Schwantz rage. That was...
The rant.
Yeah.
The rant to end all rants. And it was doing really well. And then people were like, this video is too loud for me. I don't like this. And it was like... It's like polar opposite videos, and I think you had edged me out at the very end of the week. I think our video is the most viewed and have the most comments and the most likes on it, which is good.
Yeah.
I like to generate discussion, and I like to make people think, or at least like have some sort of emotional feedback with what I'm saying, because I mean, it's much better to do YouTube when you have an active audience and people telling you, yeah, you're fucking right, or no, go fuck yourself, San Diego. Like, that's much better than, just 100 likes and 3 comments. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think, as I recall, the way it went, like, you were doing, I think, I would say, like, crushing, but you were, like, clearly in the lead, like 30-10 or something like that. And
really, I didn't think the disparity was that big. I thought it was close most of the time.
I'm pretty sure you were way ahead of me. And the only reason I won really was because I just had like a larger sub base. Like the last day, I was like, "Hey guys, if you could go like help me out, I'm in this." And I remember I just like came back and like actually I remember talking to Serial the day it ended, and he's like, "So you beat Schwantz?" I'm like, "What?" No, you're messing with me, right? That was, oh man.
There was a lot of good YouTubers in that round, in that season.
There really were.
Like, some of those videos were just unbelievable. There are some up on that channel from like the highlights of, and they're just unbelievable videos.
Okay, do you remember the winner, Pab? Absolute
Pab's video was amazing. I actually liked the other one better because I liked Gaming Ethos's better because it wasn't like so weird. Like, this is a guy who won the contest, is kind of quirky, but in like that cool way. Like, if you understand the quirkiness and you get it, then it's like, this is amazing. This is the best thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. Like, it starts out with him, like, he's like at his desk, like drinking, trying to come up with like an idea, and he like passes out. Right? Yeah, and then it goes in, and he's like, why do we love Call of Duty? And he just like talks about it all, and then he's like, and you're having so much fun, and then it gets all like dark, and it's like just showing like all the things from every COD that we've hated.
All of the bad things.
Man, that was one of the videos that that stood out to me. Still one of my favorite videos I've ever watched. I uploaded it to my channel. I liked it so much, obviously with his permission, but
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
So, but yeah, that's basically how we met. And then even though I'm not much of a zombies player, I still like your commentary. So that's why I still come back to your channel and watch your videos. But the things like the top 5 wonder weapons, I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't, it's weird. Like, I don't like Horde mode game types in games. And obviously, since you're a zombies buff, you do.
I definitely do.
But at the same time, there's a line, right? Like, for me, I don't really enjoy zombies, but I liked Spec Ops Survival and Safeguard in Ghosts.
Really?
For whatever reason, I was like, these game modes are kind of cool. I guess I just don't like shit that doesn't shoot back at you.
See,
that's why I like multiplayer too.
Yeah,
but
I'm like
for me,
the complete opposite.
But for me, zombies, and I think this has to do with people's personalities, zombies is a bit cryptic. You don't really know what is going on. When you're first dropped in a zombies game, there's all these different like lingos that you don't understand. People are like, leave a crawler. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like, I have no idea what these guys are saying.
Yeah, like go get Jug. Bro, go get Jug.
There's a strategy behind it. Like, you get down to the last zombie and you throw a grenade at his feet so that his fucking legs blow off and he crawls around the map so you can get all of your shit. And I'm just like, this is genius. Why didn't I think of this before? And maybe that's why I don't like it. I like the mindless killing of shit. I don't like to have to think that much about like the different, aspects or do the Easter egg hunting, because I know doing Easter eggs is a big thing in zombies. And for me, I could care less. I just want to make it as far as I want to go in terms of rounds, which for zombies is not really the object for most people, I would say.
Yeah.
There are some people that do that though.
I'm kind of like, I'm with you, and at the same way I'm not. So like for me, I like not having enemies that don't shoot at me. I don't know what it is, but I've never been that good at multiplayer. So for me, it's just always been like, I remember when I first started my channel, I was like, I'm not good enough to become like a multiplayer commentator. So I went to zombies. And that was something I was always good at, but I was never like a master. I was, and so I kind of had to really, really work at it. And I wouldn't even say like I'm a master now, but I know everything about every single map. So I've got a big knowledge base. There's a lot of people out there that are incredibly better than me. But the way I got into it is I don't like the Easter eggs, and like, which might sound weird because like to you it probably looks at like most people all like the storyline.
That's what, whenever I do zombies, that's the thing that only people want to do, because people are antisocial and can never get 4 players in a game, and they're like, well, we need 4 players to do this Easter egg. Throw this random thing at this other random thing, and then a sound will appear, and I'm just like, what the fuck? How did anybody find this shit? You know what I mean?
That's what it is. It's not fun to me. It's like, okay, let's go 3 hours of awful communication over an Xbox Live microphone where people are talking over each other because the lag and the voices, and one guy kills the crawler, so you got to go back and do it. You got to kill all the zombies and then go to do it the next round, and now you're like you're too late into the round, so like the zombies are too hard, and it's too hard to like do this one step. It's a pain, man. It's a pain. And there's some Easter eggs I like. Really, the only one I really enjoy is, I don't know if you've played Mob of the Dead, which was it was the Black Ops 2 one.
Yeah, that was the one where you put the parts of the plane together and you go over to the bridge.
Yeah, you're on Alcatraz. And that one was fun because the steps of it that you do are steps that you would probably do normally throughout the map. So like you got to use the tomahawk that you get, and you got to get these skulls around the map. And that's part of it.
Yes. I only did the plebeian parts that I'm like that guy in the Xbox party on zombies where it's like, we just need a 4th player. He just needs to be breathing and mobile at a controller, really. We're going to do all the hard stuff. All you have to do is look around on the ground for these parts, and they're only in 3 different locations, so good luck with that. So,
that's...
No, I completely don't even remember the tomahawk or anything like that. But to me, it felt like we were going over to the bridge to go do something, right? Because then there would be the big boss zombie guys that you would have to beat the shit out of, and then hop in the electric chair and go do it all over again. Like, that was the cool part about that Easter egg, is that it kind of was like an ending almost. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you're basically halfway there doing that. So that's not the actual Easter egg step, but you do that 3 times, And then you got to like go around the map with the tomahawk, and you got to get these skulls, and you have to like upgrade your tomahawk, and then like just like enter some numbers in basically. And that's like the Easter egg. So doing the plane, like that's like halfway. Like you're already halfway there.
See,
right?
I didn't even do. I never even did the Easter egg. I only did the fucking plane part.
Yeah. Well, the way the trophy's set up, it's like going to the plane or the achievements rather. It's like is like that, but it's like a little bit more. You do the actual Easter egg,
Gotcha.
But that compared to Origins, for example, the last one where you're like there's all the giant robots.
Yeah.
That is so ridiculously cryptic and tedious. I know one of the guys quite well who figured out one of the riddles that you had to do. It's like this crazy code from like 100 years ago that they used to use. There's like 4 different staffs you have to upgrade, and like you go to this random part of the map and like shoot this one thing the right way. And like throw a grenade at this thing. It's like, how did you figure this out? And why, more importantly, what drove you to figuring this out? It's not.
I mean, some people like that though.
Oh, yeah, and he does.
Like, for me, in real life, I'm a computer scientist. I'm a computer programmer.
Okay.
So I like doing problem solving and figuring things like that out. The problem is some shit is just way too cryptic. Like, I know, what was the underground one? Buried, right?
Yeah.
Where you follow this ray of light around the room, and then some shit pops up on the wall. And I'm just like, I'm done at this point. What does all this mean? I'm fucking done. Like, because you have to go on a roof, and you have to decipher this code or some bullshit.
Yep.
Like, I'm just like, I'm done. I don't know what this is, you know?
No.
This is... And if you screw up the light part, you're done. You've just wasted literally an hour and a half of your life for nothing.
Yeah,
if you fuck up
exactly.
the one part.
And the thing is it's most people, like, I get the people who like solving it on their own. Like Mr. Raffle Waffles, I had him on the podcast, and he was talking about how he was the guy who he like figured it out. Mm-hmm. And he was talking about how he doesn't actually like doing the Easter egg, but he likes figuring it out because he's really he's really into that cryptic stuff and things like that. And it's not for him actually doing the steps, it's figuring it out. But the thing with the Easter egg is, I would wager that there's probably less than 100 people in the world who have figured out the Origins Easter egg. The other 100,000 people who have done it have gone to like Mr. Dalek JD video or NGT Zombies video, watched how to do it, and then just done it through that. Like, no one actually figures it out. Everybody just follows the steps. And to me, it's not really that fun. It's just, I'd rather just like...
It does lose a little bit of its luster, but like I said, doing the Easter egg sometimes is a pain in the fucking ass.
Oh, for sure. It takes like 3 hours.
So, but no, I was originally going to ask you, they just had an update, just came out today for Titanfall. I don't know if you've played the game or not.
Oh, yeah.
But they're adding a Horde mode into Titanfall.
What?
Basically, where you team up with 4 players and you fight off increasing waves of AI. I didn't know if that was something you would be interested in, or if it's something like, nah, it's not zombies, it's not cryptic, it's not the same thing.
That actually sounds interesting. I might have to give that a go. I'm assuming they shoot at you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I'd probably try that out. I like any kind of Horde mode. Any kind of like... I think I've completed like Modern Warfare 2 Spec Ops entirely. I've done every single one on Veteran. Like, I'm really into anything like that. I don't know why, but it's always just kind of been a thing that like I like to do, those side things. So
yeah.
I'd definitely try that if I had the time.
I mean, like I said, I like Safeguard, I like Spec Ops Survival. When Advanced Warfare comes out, which I guess we'll segue into now.
Yeah, sure.
I'm definitely going to at least try the co-op. You know, I know people are disappointed that there isn't really zombies. It's just a secret wave of zombie-like, tech things. But I mean, I will try it out, and I like, even though there's not as much strategy in those types, there still is a bit of strategy in there, like, oh, I need to save my Predator missile for when a Juggernaut comes down.
Right.
Or I need to save my Helo Scout for if I'm surrounded by these soldiers, and just get the fuck out of here kind of thing. But it's definitely not, for me, it's much more straightforward than Zombies is. And I guess I like to turn my brain off when I play video games more than turn it on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I haven't played any like Modern Warfare 3 Survival, but I did play a lot of Extinction. And although it's not the same enemy, it's kind of the same game mechanic.
Right. And I didn't like Extinction very much.
Okay.
Which is weird because it's like, to me, I equate it to Zombies only because it's killing shit that doesn't shoot back at you really. Although there is stuff that does shoot at you.
Not much.
The scorpion stuff and the firefly, or I call them the piranha plants because that's what they remind me of.
Oh,
like
yeah.
the piranha plants.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's very strange for me. I don't like killing shit that doesn't shoot back.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, what I was going to say about that is I haven't really played Survival. I've played Extinction, which I enjoy. But my thing with any kind of game mode like that requires a lot of teamwork. And the thing with Zombies is you don't really need teamwork. If you're the best player in the world, you can play with 4 people and make it to round 100. Because even if all 3 of them die, like you could still make it as long as you can rape train, right? So
right.
With me,
again with the terminology, the first time I heard that, I was like, a rape train? What the fuck? What is wrong with you necrophiliacs? You're rape training zombies? But then after watching, I'm like, oh, you just run around in a circle for 20 minutes. I gotcha. I understand that.
Yeah, and then you train them, and then they all get up and you rape them with your gun.
Yeah.
Not actually rape them. That would be terrible.
No, that would be strange.
Yeah, but I mean, like with Extinction, I remember one night I was playing with a guy, and we were having like the best conversation, but every like minute it got interrupted because be like, oh yeah, this so and so, oh, can you drop down ammo? And every like minute or so you'd have to like take a break to like talk about teamwork and stuff, where with Zombies, like it's so chill most of the time that you really don't have to worry. It's like 95% of the time chill and 5% holy shit, what is going on right now? I am gonna die. That's what I like about it, is that it's so chill most of the time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even in the unchill moments, there's nothing really a teammate can do to help you except, oh, I need a monkey, and throw out a monkey bomb to just get you from unsurrounded. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
It's the most antisocial horde game mode, I guess.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You don't need any teamwork. There's Easter egg. Yeah.
Because like I said, I'm terrible at Zombies, and yet I've made it to pretty high rounds just because I've had 2 people on my team that have survived long enough. Like, back when Black Ops 2 first came out, I had one of my friends who discovered that 8-man transit glitch. I don't know if you ever saw it.
Oh, that was amazing. Transit should have been 8-man. I'll just add that in there.
But you needed to have 8 players, and I was like, fine, I'll just be the dumbass who trains around by the power plant grabbing the AK-74U off the wall, because that was the easiest place to do it. And I was, but I would die. Like, once we get up to around 40, 50, I'd go down almost instantaneously because I was terrible.
Yeah.
But we'd keep surviving because he'd be the one underneath the overpass just destroying shit.
That was the best place. I love that. Even though I hated transit, but
it was terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Like, I don't know who I feel worse for about transit. Was it like the casuals or the hardcore people? Because the hardcore people had to wait like a year for more zombies, so it sucked and we were all sad and stuff. But man, there's so many casuals who all they played was transit. They never bought any DLC, and that's like their lasting impression of Zombies was that map.
Yeah. I didn't buy the DLC, but I did try the DLC because I have a friend in the area that would come over, sign on to his account, and play. Yeah. So I got to try out all the Zombies DLC maps, and they were much, much better than that god-awful pile of shit that we got for transit.
Yeah. Black Ops 2 was really hit or miss. Like, transit was awful. Die Rise, the elevator.
I hated that map too.
It wasn't fun. You always had to wait for the elevators and stuff.
Not only that, the hallways were so tight.
Yeah,
there were
right.
No places to train.
Except
like that one area that was open, but you could get attacked from all sides. So it's kind of like there's no. I hated that map.
Yeah, it wasn't good. Mob of the Dead is like one of my favorite maps of all time. It's just I feel like a lot, like some people don't like it because it's so complicated, but like for people who are really into zombies, it's so complicated. It's like a nice change from like basic stuff.
You got to go into Afterlife and do random shit. Yeah. Like I said, I didn't do any of that stuff.
It's
I was just like, let me go find the parts.
I find plane.
Yeah, I'm not going to drop a golden spoon into a bath. Fuck that noise.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not even about that, man. People always like, my videos are like, do this. I'm like, no, that's too much work.
Yeah.
But we were going to talk about a little Advanced Warfare. I don't know how we got off of that.
Yeah, sorry, I talk.
Oh, man, no, it's... Oh, because...
I talk and plans go to shit. That's that's my motto.
That's how it goes. So I was talking to you before the podcast. You're not excited for Advanced Warfare?
Well, I mean, I'm somewhat excited because I love playing. Well, I guess here's a shameless plug for my channel.
Go for it.
I love playing Titanfall.
Yeah.
And the movement in the game reminds me of like Titan dashes.
Right, yeah.
And, double jumping as a pilot. And on the other end of the spectrum, I also love Battlefield because it's chaotic. There's shit going on all the fucking time. There's so many different things to do in there. And Call of Duty Ghosts is by far and away the worst experience I've had. I don't think it's the worst Call of Duty game. I just think the experience was horrible.
Yeah. What would you say is worse?
I don't like Black Ops. I don't like the Treyarch games. To be
really?
honest with you.
Okay.
But I mean, that's because I don't do zombies, and for me, the multiplayer of those games has always been good in practice, but the functionality never worked, like the hit detection and connection.
I get on that a lot.
But, so those three games, Black Ops 2, and Ghosts, for me, are the least favorable. Okay. But, Call of Duty, for me, peaked at Modern Warfare 2, and it just has gone downhill pretty much ever since. So I don't have faith because their business model is, push out a product, but then push DLC and micro DLC up the ass and not give a fuck about the quality of the product that they're putting out. So that to me is a huge issue. However, from what I've seen and from people that I've talked to that have gone to Eurogamer and these special events and have played it, they said that this game is nothing like Call of Duty. It's more like the arena shooter because the Call of Duty engine itself is based on a modification of a Quake 3 engine, which is an arena shooter. So this is moving Call of Duty more towards its quote-unquote roots as, being built off of an arena shooter engine.
Yeah.
So I think that that's good. And like I said, I really love playing Titanfall, even though nobody on YouTube likes watching it. I don't give a fuck. I'm still going to keep posting it anyway.
Yeah, no, man. Titanfall's, I don't know why. I don't know if people are just tired of FPS, but Titanfall was such a good game. It just, died so fast.
There's just lack of casual depth and lots of repetition. Unlike in I bet you if Call of Duty 4 came out now, people would say the same thing that they're saying about Titanfall, that there's not enough there, it's too repetitive. Because Titanfall, literally every match is kill some shit, drop your Titan gets blown up, rinse and repeat until you beat the other team. Yeah. Whereas with Call of Duty, you could mix in different kill streaks. There's many different more setups to use, even though realistically, there's only a handful of viable weapons in the game. And I mean, nobody's going to go run around and using the shittiest assault rifle in the game.
Right.
Unless they're just fucking around. You know what I'm saying? So that to me, I think is what. And to be honest with you, I wasn't hyped for Titanfall until I actually was invited to alpha test the game, even though I'm not supposed to talk about it because I signed an NDA, but whatever. I was invited to alpha test the game, and as soon as I actually played it, I'm like, oh my god, this is one of the best games I've ever played.
Yeah, that was how I felt.
I don't think it's visually it's not there, but when you actually play it, it is there. So
yeah, I remember my first time playing was on, I think it's Angel City. It's got all the pink trees.
Yep.
Yeah, and
Dr. Seuss.
And
it's like the Lorax map. Really? What is this?
It felt like I was on cocaine. It was like robots falling from the sky and everyone shooting me from all angles. It was so much fun.
If you have ADHD, that game's fine for you.
Yeah, definitely. But no, it died quick.
Getting back to Advanced Warfare, I am slightly excited for it. However, I am not going to get my hopes or expectations up. I had zero hope for Call of Duty or expectation for Ghosts, and it was even worse than I thought. This game, I'm not going to try and get hyped at all, because to be honest with you, I could play another year of Titanfall and Battlefield 4. I'm more than happy to continue playing those two games. And I know Battlefield caught a lot of shit for how broken the game was in the first 3 or 4 months, but I knew underneath all the broken shit, there was a great game there, and that's what kept me playing it. And now that they finally have patched the wazoo out of it, it's actually playable. You know, like, the game has caught, like, almost 30-something patches. Like, it's obscene, the amount of patches that it's had. But, you know, that's the way it goes. That shows that they're actually willing to work out the flaws in the game, because the underlying game is good. But, you know, if Titanfall, if Advanced Warfare isn't the game I think it's going to be, I don't really have a huge problem with it, because I could just go play Titanfall and Battlefield 4 until I'm content, or go back and play one of the older Call of Duties, which I rarely play anymore, to be honest with you. But,
well, they're all so hacked, right?
Yeah, I mean, Modern Warfare 2 is really bad on the PlayStation, but it's not so bad on the Xbox.
Oh, really?
World at War is unplayable for, like, 2 months at a time, and then, like, Treyarch will release an update, and it's playable for another week, but then the hackers get their hands on it. Call of Duty 4 is very hit or miss.
Yeah, I've actually had, like, a lot of success with COD 4, and, like, World at War is my original, so I always go back to that, but it just, I don't know, it really is unplayable. It's awful.
You can't play, I mean, you probably even really can't play zombies online, because there are people that just have God mode hacks and zombies, and it's just like, well, this isn't any fun. You can't get killed. What the fuck is the point of doing this?
I definitely, I don't go into like a public game, but
you would do private
games, even playing with like a group of 4 people is so difficult, because you realize how much lag there is, and when you're like doing things like the zombies, you need it obviously for multiplayer too, but people don't realize like how you need a good connection in zombies, because like if there's like 2 zombies up ahead of you and you gotta sneak through them real fast, or you're gonna get quartered, and there's lag, you'll like catch on them, where if you're playing solo and there's none of that lag, you'll just go straight through. So there's things like that.
Yeah, your movements in zombies have to be extremely precise, otherwise you're shit out of luck. Whereas in multiplayer, if you shoot a few times behind the guy, whatever, your aim will eventually catch up. In zombies, if they're on you quicker than you could even think about it, and you're done.
Yeah. So I like it. I'll go back to it, but you just realize like, wow, this game was so laggy. But no, Advanced Warfare, like, I want to be excited for it, because I just want a new game to play. Like, if you go to IGN, the games, the hyped up games for this year right now is like Grand Theft Auto 5, which has been out for a year. So there's
other than maybe the Halo, the only game that I've seen that's getting even somewhat publicity is the Halo Master Chief Collection, and they just released visuals on it, and the game looks amazing, you know, because the original Halos were all 30 FPS, and now they're upgrading it to 60 FPS. Yeah,
well, I assumed that Xbox would be.
They're making it 60 FPS, so the game is going to feel very different. Halo has always been one of those games where there's such a long time to kill that even though it was 30 FPS, it still felt right. You know what I'm saying? Because it's very floaty, it's very bouncy, it's very make your shots count. You know, so, you know, you don't need Twitch-like reflexes and precision because of the longer time to kill.
You need to be a good
shot.
So
that's why 30 FPS wasn't such a big deal versus 60 for a Twitch shooter like Call of Duty, Battlefield, Titan, those games. You need 60 FPS. You know, the Battlefield games on the Xbox 360 are fucking terrible because they're only 30 FPS. So, and that's that, by the way, is the same problem that I have with Destiny, is that the game is just too sluggish for the time to kill. I tried out the beta and I didn't like it, and then I put up a video saying why I didn't like it, and I got fucking crucified.
Really?
Like, you would have thought that I had taken down my pants and urinated on a Bible or a Quran. That's how bad they were in the comments section. It was pretty ridiculous. Then when the game finally came out, I'm like, Hey, I guess all of my criticisms are now valid. What?
Hey.
Hey, didn't I say this 2 months ago and you guys hated me for it?
Yeah, right. So. Well, for this year, it was kind of like there were 3 big games that everyone was getting hyped about. There was Titanfall, Watch Dogs, and Destiny. Those, to me, were like the 3 that everyone was talking about. All the YouTubers were talking about. Yep. Titanfall, really fun. Didn't last long, but I got it.
No.
Watch Dogs was interesting. I enjoyed it. I never finished it. And again, it just died. And I kind of even expected it to die because, I mean, it just wasn't really like a multiplayer-based game. Destiny, I was like, I've been burned on this 2 times this year. I'm just going to let it go. Didn't even play the beta. And I'm feeling like I kind of made the right call. I didn't bother.
I mean, it depends on what kind of game you like. Like some people like that grindy, I have better gear than you, look at my purple shiny armor. No, fuck that. Yeah. No, it's a first-person shooter game. I never get to see my character. I don't give a fuck what my helmet looks like. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, those are things that don't matter to me. But going back to Watch Dogs, do you think that it was such a flop because it was so hyped, or because it was pushed back so much, or because Ubisoft fucked with the quality of it in order to get it,
all
parity across consoles and PCs?
Yeah,
or is it a combination of all 3 of those?
Well,
things?
I think getting pushed back was if maybe it had come out right with when the original consoles came out, or the new consoles came out, that probably would have helped it. But to me, the big thing was the quality and like how it was all the same, because I'm not a PC gamer. I have like 3 games for PC, Titanfall and Watch Dogs. And to me, it was like, okay, well, I'm not really good on keyboard and mouse, but hey, at least I'm.
Me neither.
Yeah, but I was like, hey, at least I'll get really good quality, and I don't have a great computer, but even so, it was like, this is it. I was like, come on, I mean.
Yeah, and then when they found the hidden graphics files, everybody's like, oh, this is why this game looks like shit on PC. Gotcha. Yeah, that happened.
So yeah, it's just, I don't know. It was definitely overhyped. That's the thing. They're trying to hype games up, and it's like, well, this game isn't going to be like they make it sound like
even if the game is great, it's impossible to meet these expectations.
Yes, exactly. So
and Titanfall is a great game. It's got its glaring issues, right? But like, it's a great underlying game. Whereas a game like Call of Duty Ghosts is a terribly designed game.
It's awful.
Awfully, like, the philosophy of it is awful. Like, the whole, like, even like the extinction thing, I thought the story was like copy and paste. Well, not copy and pasted. I thought it was like pasted together at the last second to go, well, fuck, we got to compete with zombies. What do we do now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude. The storyline for Extinction, like, don't even it makes me cry, man. It starts out like, okay, there's nothing. Prologue, it's just like you're in that place, there's nothing. First episode, they're like, hey, look at this is a storyline, which everyone's like trying to compare it to zombies, and they do that. It's like, well, that's no fun. Like, we want to figure it out on ourselves. So everyone hated it for that. I didn't really care, but I didn't like the way they did it. As it kind of like progresses through, it's like, okay, this is kind of interesting. Like, they're hinting like, oh, you're going to fight this giant like Kraken thing. Oh, that looks cool. I can't wait for that. Then the 3rd episode, it ends, and it's like, there's going to be like this giant war. You're going to fight the ancestors. And then the thing just ends with like I honestly don't even know if she's a villain or if she's like a good guy. But it's like Samantha Cross, and she's like up in space, and she's like, oh, I'm going to kill everyone now or something. I don't even know how it ended. It was terrible. I literally don't know if she's a good guy or a bad guy.
Like, when one of my most viewed types of videos are parody videos, and when I saw, like, because I do like not like Jericho trailer parodies that are like, let's laugh at stuff. This is more like me being a sarcastic asshole,
okay.
And I was like, oh, look, it's the Ancestor parody. This looks like the aliens from Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. This looks horribly, and it's probably as bad as that movie was too. Like, that was the kind of like things that I was thinking of in my head. Like, this looks like the Crystal Skull aliens, and I think it's going to be as bad as that movie was. Like, that's the type of parody I'm talking about. Like, me saying sarcastic stuff, but the extinction stuff was always so easy because it was just like, I can't believe that they really thought of this stuff, and I don't know. I just
Yeah, that last map pack, man, it was like the worst. It was such a bad experience. I got up early to stream it, so I had like 150 people on Twitch, which was really good for me.
Yeah, that's really good.
And there's like, it wasn't even out yet. I was just waiting, and it came out on the marketplace, but it didn't come out in the store. And I was a season pass holder, so I had to wait. And I was like waiting, and it was like my viewers were growing. It was like 200. I might even got to 250, and I was like just insane, waiting for it to hit the in-game store. And it was in the marketplace, and all my friends were like waiting for me and stuff. So it's like, okay, screw it. I could just drop the $15. I'll buy it again. It's only like $5 because I got the season pass. Whatever. I'll just deal with it. I got a lot of people here that want to watch it. So I go in, I buy it. The second, I'm not joking, like the second I hit confirm purchase, the other guy who was with me goes, "Hey, it's in the store now." So I dropped 15.
So you bought it twice.
I bought it twice, basically, yeah. And then our first run through, we beat it. We actually beat it, but there's like a last section where you gotta like fend them off and stuff, and it glitches out. We can't finish it. There's a cutscene before it happens. It didn't come, so we're just running around the map with like all these viewers. It didn't work, so we're like, okay, well, we have to do it again. And then there's
in other words, you beat all of the waves, but you were just running around with nothing to do.
Yeah, because the final bosses wouldn't come. So
oh my god!
And like beating it first time was good because it was like, okay, I'm gonna get to make like videos about this early for like the ending and stuff.
First.
Yeah, and there's
you whore the shit out of this video.
Exactly. And then it was like, no, we got to redo it. And then like all the other people who were making videos about it beat me to it. So I was like, wow. Yeah, it's just an awful experience. I played it like for 2 days, and I haven't played Extinction since because I'm just so mad at that one thing.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. Nothing pisses me off more than glitches and shit. Like, when I was going through the one of the big problems with the Battlefield games was for Battlefield 4, the amount of bugs it had. I was going through the Battlefield campaign because what they do is they have a few guns in multiplayer that you could only unlock if you complete certain aspects of the campaign.
Oh, that's weird.
So I was playing the campaign just to get the guns for the multiplayer. Right. And I played the game. I played for like 2 hours. Mind you, the campaign's only like 5 hours long, which is pathetic for a AAA game. But anyway, regardless, so I was playing for like 2 hours. I'm like, I'm fucking tired. I'm going to go to bed. And I hit save. I do the whole save. I go to the like checkpoint, hit save, come back out, and come back down. And I'm like, what the fuck? Where's my saved game? I have to start from the beginning all over again. I'm like, fuck it. These guns are not even worth it.
Yeah.
I ended up finishing it later on because then somebody told me all of the guns that you get are pretty much the best in the tier.
Oh,
It's like pretty much the best LMG you get and one of the best, assault rifles. So I'm like, fine, I guess I'll go do it.
I get that, but yeah, there's no good games really coming out. Advanced Warfare, I mean, I'm sure it'll be like every other COD. It might be really good and might kind of like reinvigorate the community, but there's just no games.
I think it's going to divide. It's going to divide the community a lot. Like,
that too.
Most people are like, nobody is ever going to play Call of Duty Ghosts. I'm like, no. I know the people who are going to play Call of Duty Ghosts are the people that can't hack it when you actually have to use your left thumbstick.
Yeah.
Those are going to be the people that are playing Ghosts.
And you know what?
The people that are like, Call of Duty shouldn't have jetpacks and all this other No. Call of Duty should have that shit. You, the terrible player, that's only good because you have an M27 with a thermal scope on it, laying down in a corner with a ghillie suit, leaning around that corner, you play Ghosts. Fine. Go have fun on Ghosts. I'm going to play an actual game where people have fun in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're not trying to figure out the most, like, perk-intensive artistic way in order to go about fucking other people's day up. But I think it's going to be one of those games where the people that are it's weird with like ultra competitive games, like even like Titanfall, right? Like Titanfall is very highly mobile. So the people that aren't good at the game, they're really not good at the game. And like players like me that utilize the mobility and stuff, we dick on kids. And unfortunately, that might turn people off to it if you get constantly dicked on all the time. But the only other game that I was even remotely looking forward to was this game called The Crew. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
The Crew? I don't think so, no.
It's a next-gen, well, now-gen, okay?
Yeah.
It's last-gen and now-gen.
Yeah.
It's a now-gen NPC game only, so it's not on the plebeian consoles. And it's a racing game.
Okay.
But it's a racing game in that it's kind of like Need for Speed Underground, where it's kind of got RPG elements to it. And the setting is on the actual United States. So you get to drive around actual highways into actual cities. So I'm like, this could be kind of cool. You know, I assemble a crew of like 2 or 3 people. We go out, we race other crews. I get some cool shit for my car. Because back in high school, I was really into like modifying cars and stuff. And as I got older and smarter, I realized that the car is the biggest money pit you could throw things into. So stop buying shit for your car because it's going to just all break down one day anyway. So I was really into like souping up cars when I was, in high school. So I'm like, this looks fucking awesome. Nice. And then they're like, all right, well, there's a PC-only beta. Go and grab your key. So I get my key, and my PC isn't very good. The only thing, I can't run very much on it. Like, I could run Blacklight Retribution with, like, the lowest quality settings on it. You know what I'm saying? And I tried playing the beta, and I couldn't even get past the fucking first scene because it lags so badly.
Wow.
And I'm like, all right, fine. You know what? My PC can't handle this game. It's coming out on Xbox One, and they're doing a beta on Xbox One anyway. Fine. So I go down to GameStop. I pre-order the game, and they're like, enter this code on the website, and you get you're in the beta. I'm like, sweet. So I go to GameStop. I have my fucking shit, right? And then last month, at the beginning of this month, was the Crew beta on Xbox One. I'm like, all right, go grab my receipt, which, by the way, I never save receipts. I don't fucking like paperwork. So I enter in the code, and they're like, okay, we'll email you your beta key. So then I sat with a thumb in my ass for 2 days without a beta key. So after bitching about it to Ubisoft, they're like, oh, well, the GameStop deal didn't guarantee you a key. It would just guarantee that you'd get a chance to have a key. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck this game. So then I went back to GameStop and I just canceled my pre-order.
Damn.
Like, who does that? Like, when you say, oh, GameStop people will get a code so that you may get, like, when you get a code, you expect to get something in return. Like, you don't hand out codes for nothing. Like, what's the point of handing out a code if it's going to be a random lottery of beta keys anyway? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah. And that's why I was like, fuck it, I'm done with this game. Completely done. Went back to GameStop and that was the second pre-order I canceled. The first was obviously Destiny. The second time I've canceled the pre-order, and I live by the mantra that pre-ordering is destroying the gaming industry. So for me to even pre-order a game is just going against all of my philosophies.
Pre-ordering, it makes no sense. If you go,
it used to, but now there's no reason for it.
Like, you go there. And the only reason I'll pre-order a game is because I want to get it like midnight release. Right. But it's like there's not going to be the chance that they're out of copies. No. The store. They're going to have copies no matter what game it is. I don't care if it's GTA 5, Call of Duty Ghosts, whatever. They are going to have copies. So you're basically just giving them $5 so you go from a 99% chance of getting the game to a 100% chance. It's so pointless.
So here's the thing, and here's the breakdown of my philosophy, right? Is that when you pre-order a game, you're giving the publisher money immediately, and you're entering into a monetary contract saying, I am giving you money, therefore you must give me goods on such and such a day, and holding your feet to the fire, right?
Yeah.
So a game company, if the game is not ready by its launch date, can do one of two things, right? It could just release it and patch the shit later, which has been happening more and more recently, or it could push the game back.
Yeah.
So the problem with pushing the game back is that people who pre-ordered the game now can go, I don't want this game anymore. I'm canceling my pre-order, and you're taking money directly out of their pocket. Oh. Whereas if they release the game, right? They release the game. Now they're done with you. If you want to sell the game back because it's buggy as fuck, you're dealing with GameStop or whoever the retailer is. The company's already got their money.
Yeah.
So there's literally no incentive for them to push back the release date of a game on something that has a lot of pre-orders, other than integrity, which, you know, companies don't have anymore, to be honest with you. So that's the reason why you should never pre-order a game, is because pre-ordering games is leading to the shitty quality of games. And there used to be a reason to pre-order a game, but now it is against the store's best interest to not have extra copies. Why would you, as a store, right? If 20 people come in and say, I want game A, why would you not ask for 30? Because if you ask for only 20, then the 10 people that come up and say they want the game aren't going to be able to spend money in your fucking store. Exactly. They'll go to another store and go buy it.
Exactly. That's the thing. So, yeah.
By the way, I didn't pre-order an Xbox One. I went to Best Buy at midnight, got an Xbox One. An Xbox One, a console, a brand new console launch. There hasn't been a console launch in about 10 years. A brand new console. I didn't pre-order, and I got one on the first day at midnight. I walked into Titanfall the night of release at midnight, didn't have a pre-order, got a copy. There is no reason to pre-order, even if you want it at midnight. You could just walk right up and be like, hey, I heard you got extra copies. What are they going to say? No?
Yeah.
Take your money elsewhere?
Yeah,
no.
Exactly. Well, actually, I remember at the game, well, here it's EB Games, but it's the same company. Right. They had a line for people who wanted to get it at that time and hadn't pre-ordered it. So
right.
I don't know, man. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I feel like the gaming industry is going down, and
there's going to be a crash soon.
Yeah, there's no good games coming out. Like I want like a new Skyrim, or like something that everyone's like looking at for a bit. You know what I mean? There's just nothing been like that in a while. And there's been games that people are looking forward to, but then they come out and it's not cool.
Well, the only fresh IPs that have been introduced recently, Destiny, Titanfall, games like that, have been so unbelievably overhyped that it's impossible for them to live up to the expectations as well.
Exactly.
So even if it is a good game with a new IP and a brand new, like The Crew, for example, like, you know, they are just making mistakes after mistakes after mistakes with, you know, doing certain things surrounding their game. And it's unfortunate because we as the consumers are the ones that are getting fucked for it, you know, and that's just the way it is, you know. Like, going back to my previous example with the Xbox, I went to 2 different GameStops, like, at midnight. So I actually didn't get to Best Buy, which is where I ultimately got my Xbox, until like 12:05-ish, 12:10-ish. So it was even after midnight when I got it. But I went to the first GameStop. I was like, hey, you got any extra Xboxes, you know, for sale? They're like, nope. I'm like, all right. Went back in my car, went to a different store. Hey, you got any extra Xboxes for sale? Nope. Got in my car, went to Best Buy. So Best Buy, who I don't like to use like big game retailers, you know, like big name retailers like that. But fuck it. If they've got what I want, I'm going to give them my money. I don't care. As a consumer, I don't really have brand loyalty in that particular aspect. You know,
no.
So GameStop just literally lost out on my sale because I know that they make money off of those consoles. They have to mark it up at least a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, it might not be much. They might have lost $20. You know what I'm saying? But they still lost money, and you know there's no point to not do it.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. So let's we got probably like 5-ish, 10-ish minutes left. Let's move away from the gaming. I want to talk a little bit about guitar, because that's something I've been into for probably 6 or 7 years. Okay. And so, like, I know you say you're in a band.
Yes, I'm in a band, and I do play guitar in this band. I have been playing since I was a junior in college, so that was what, 05? So I've been playing about 9 years.
Okay. Okay, right on.
Off and on.
Yeah, so
I am self-taught. I never ever took lessons. I've watched guitar like YouTube videos like for some things, and I've gotten DVDs like guitar instructional DVDs as presents, but I've never had like sit down with the guy lessons.
Really? That's interesting.
Because I lived with people in college that all knew how to play guitar, and they're like, listen, guitar is math, here's how to read a tab, go have fun. And that's all you really need.
Yeah,
to be honest with you. I mean, being, like I said before, I'm a computer science guy, so math is obviously a strong suit of mine, right? It's like, oh, the circle of fifths, this is great, and it's like, here's how to read a tab, have fun, go. So that's why guitar playing comes easy to me. However, you just need to actually practice, and that getting your chops up is the hardest part.
Right. Yeah. So what are you into?
My favorite type of music is metal. However, being a guitar player, it takes a toll on the fingers and the wrist after a while.
Yeah.
Right? There's only so much you could strum, the open low E string before you're like, all right, I'm bored of this.
Right.
Let's do something else.
Yeah.
So in the band that I play in, we are a modern hard rock band with a female vocalist. So think of Evanescence or Flyleaf or Paramore, that type of music. Especially because it's got the female singer.
Yeah.
But our female singer, she also raps and she also screams. So it's a bit different.
Okay.
It's a bit like Rage Against the Machine met
I love Rage Against the Machine.
Arch Enemy. I think Arch Enemy is the band that whatever the band that Will Smith's fucking wife is in, I forget what their name is. I think it's Arch Enemy. Meets Arch Enemy, meets Paramore or Evanescence. That's the kind of sound we have, or a Rise Against type of sound with a girl singer and not a guy singer. Because she'll do like the Rise Against style screaming like that almost. So.
Okay, right on. So I'm assuming then you're all electric. And I mean,
I do electric guitars. I don't really listen. The other music that I listen to is mostly hard rock and metal.
Okay.
Not much into like the Dave Matthews-y stuff. Although I can appreciate him as a really good guitar player. That's just not my style.
Yeah. Because even when I ask that question, like I kind of hate when people ask me that, like, do you play acoustic guitar or do you play electric? Well, if I can play acoustic guitar, I can play an electric. And if I can play an electric, I can play an acoustic. But it's kind of this... Well, I guess electric is
much easier.
Yeah, the strings aren't as heavy.
Well, it's that, and there's... what the fuck's the word for it? I don't remember what the word is for it. Somebody in the comments section will probably be like, Schwantz, you're an idiot. It's this. But it's the height of the strings off of the fretboard, it's higher on an acoustic than it is on an electric. So it's harder to push the strings down on an acoustic. So people always say you should learn on an acoustic because it is sort of harder to play, but at the same time, you can't do things on an acoustic you could do on an electric.
Yeah,
so it's like
that's
a trade-off.
what I did.
So you learned.
Yeah, it was like, and. Honestly, I think it was good for me because, like, when I went to the electric, I could do so much more. It'd be like a fighter.
It's easier.
It'd be like a fighter always training with like a weighted vest on, and then they go and they take it off, and they're like so much more quick and stuff like that. Like, it was so easy. But the things I kind of like missed out on was like learning how to do bends and vibratos and things like that.
Yeah, it's much harder on an acoustic guitar.
I gotta say, like, I had a lot of friends who like it was weird. They couldn't do it, and for some reason it was always like I just never had a problem with that kind of stuff transitioning. But like at first, like I didn't know how to do it right.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird techniques that you kind of pick up as you go. Like for example, in metal music. Like if you listen to like the Crazy Train riff, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot of 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 kind of riffs.
Yeah.
And it's on two different strings. And as soon as you get the technique down, you're like, "Oh my god, this is easy." But trying to learn the technique at that speed, it's kind of difficult. But as soon as you get I'm supposed to skip every other string. got it. I understand what's going on here now. You know, like one of the things that was extremely hard for me, because it's not an exact science, is what's called pinch harmonics.
Yeah.
So if you've ever heard like ZZ Top, you know, a ZZ Top solo, or like Coheed and Cambria's music has a lot of them in there.
Yes, Welcome Home, the intro, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So if you've ever heard that song, you've heard the squeal. That is hard to do, but once you learn how to do it, you could do it every single time.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's like...
that's so true.
It's so hard to do, but once you do it that first time, you're like, oh, this is easy. You know, it's like riding a bike almost.
I'm just like, I'm thinking about doing it right now. Because I'm at... I was going to... Oh, I think you're cutting out for me.
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. I was just going to say, like, I'm at university, so I haven't been playing guitar for a while. Or college, if you will, in the States. Right, like, just the thought of doing that is, like, so satisfying.
Yeah, I mean, that's the cool thing about acoustic is you could practice wherever. Like, for me, like, I don't even have a practice amp for my electric guitar. All I have is my giant stack, my giant cabinet.
Really?
And even if I turn the volume on, like, 0.1%, like, I'll fucking blow the doors off my room.
That's awesome.
Like, because I need this rig to play live, you know, because my band has played at lots of places. Like, I've played in New York City. I've played down in Asbury Park in New Jersey. I've played a bunch of places like, you know, in my area where I'm from is Poughkeepsie, New York. So there's a really old vaudeville theater here that has a lot of really famous bands that come in, and some famous bands that even come in under pseudonyms to practice shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So... but yeah, practicing is just a lot of repetition, but learning on an acoustic is probably a better idea. However, for me, I don't like acoustic guitar music, so there was no point in me ever learning on an acoustic. The reason why I have one is just so that I can practice whenever I feel like it. Yeah. Versus an electric, you have to be by an electric cord, you got to plug it in. You know, I mean, you can play without it plugging in, but it's kind of stupid. Like, you're strumming strings, and it's kind of like, is that the right note? No, it's not the right note.
Yeah, and you don't have the sound, and it's...
Plus, the distortion is a lot more forgiving of your mistakes. So if you, like, throw on the clean channel, you could hear all the shit that you're fucking
up. I know.
Whereas a distortion will just mask most of it.
Yeah, you know? It'll just kind of blend in with all the other noise going on there.
So how did you start learning guitar? Did you just be like, you know, looking at tabs and stuff, or did you get lessons?
I got a guitar for my birthday, or no, Christmas. Okay. And actually, quick, I'll throw this in here. We're kind of running out of time, but we can wrap her up here. I didn't like understand that you had to like put your fingers on it. I thought you
me neither.
I thought like each string was its own noise. If that makes sense.
I knew that. I just didn't know how, like, I knew you're supposed to put your fingers on it, but I didn't know that it meant anything special until I saw the numbers, and I'm like, oh, now this all makes sense.
Oh, no, see, I was like, oh, I think you just, like, to play a song, there's 6 notes, and that's how every single song was played, with just open strings. I was like, what? How does this happen? But okay, whatever. But then, yeah, I just, I think it must have been, like, shortly after that, my parents... put me into lessons, because I was like, that'd be grade 6, so I would have been 12 maybe.
So yeah, you started very young. I didn't start until I was in college, which was when I was 20ish.
Yeah, I'm
21, because now I'm 30.
Yeah,
so 21 is when I started.
See, I'm glad I started when I was young, because I feel like if I was at this point and I was learning something as hard as it is to play guitar, I'd be like, screw this, man, this is too much work. But, like, back then, I didn't even think about it. It was just like, okay, this is something I got to do. And I just, you know, put my mind to it. It just kind of happened. But I was...
I mean, not only that, but if you ever decide to want to be in a band or be a part of a musical group, it's much better to do it early on than later. Because you have much less responsibilities. I mean, I know you're in university and you have obligations to college, but really, other than that, you could do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Whereas me... I have to work a job 40 hours a week. I have a mortgage to pay. I have a house to keep clean. I have pets to take care of. So for me, if my band ever, God forbid, was like a record guy was like, hey, your shit's really good, we want to sign you, you should go on a tour, I can't exactly be like, hi, work, I'm taking 3 months off to go do a tour. That doesn't happen. Whereas if you're in college, you could be like, yeah, fuck it. I'll float a semester. I'll do a semester. I'll take a semester off. Let's go on a world tour. You could do that. Whereas me, I can't do it. So even though our band that plays original music, we love doing it. It's honestly like a hobby for us. We know that if we ever really wanted to actually go anywhere, we'd be screwed. We have so much more to lose now versus when you're younger. So as a piece of advice from an older musician to a younger one, if you want to be in a band and play shows and do all that stuff, you should probably do it now-ish.
Yeah, I don't think I'm that interested.
If you also think about it, record labels don't sign older musicians because they can get more album sales and longevity out of younger guys.
Yeah,
plus, more people who buy albums are younger people.
Right, so you want to... Yeah, I get that.
I mean, don't get me wrong, older people, they have the disposable income in order to buy CDs and concert tickets and all that other shit. However, when you're a teenager, you're like, Mom, can I borrow $10 to buy this CD? And the money's not really of consequence to you. Versus if you're older, you're like, fill the car with gas to get to work or purchase CD. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you. All right, yeah. I think that is... Yeah, it's a little over an hour, so let's end her there.
Sorry.
Oh, no, dude.
I blabber.
No, I mean, it's better to go over than under, so... Because there's probably someone listening right now who's, like, at work, and they're like, oh, man, like, I don't want this to end, but I'm glad it was over more than an hour, because, so... I don't know.
Yeah, render times are probably not too favorable on longer stuff, right?
Well, my computer's fine, and the internet here is amazing, so it's good. Anyways,
fair enough.
You want to plug your stuff?
Yeah, so my YouTube channel is TheShwantz27. You could find me on Twitter, on Twitch. I do Call of Duty, Battlefield, Titanfall, FPS type of stuff on that channel. So if you're into that, and if you're into anything entertaining, really, because that's what I do. I'm not a gameplay guy. If I find it entertaining or something interesting, I put it up on YouTube. Like, I'll do a top 5 series, or I'll do parody videos, or I'll do rage montages of, like, funny live reactions, or I'll do shoutcasting that, I did when I first started. So a lot of variety. So you'll probably find something you like. And if not, then that's fine.
Damn. Yeah, go check him out. He's got some awesome stuff over there. I was watching you today. I like it. That was episode 25, guys. Thank you for watching. And actually, next week may or may not happen. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Bye, guys. I love you.
Thanks for having me on, dude.
Yeah, no problem.